For class today, a throw blanket or a bolster. And then I love keeping a strap nearby. There will be a portion of class today that will spend in a bit of a standing flow. Hey, Rebecca and Elizabeth, welcome in, welcome in. I was just letting y'all know to grab a throw blanket or a pillow, something that you can sit on. For practice, a strap if you enjoy it, although the strap isn't a requirement. And then we'll practice a portion of today standing. It's a short portion, but I want to spend some time feeling our roots down through our feet. So if you want to set the short edge of your mat up against the couch or an ottoman or your bed, that can be really nice. Or you might grab a set of blocks if you have them and enjoy using that for your practice. So grab what suits you, leave behind what doesn't. I always say in practice, better to have too much and not use it than to wish you had grabbed something. So once you have all the things nearby, we'll find our seat. So I laid my blanket down. I'm going to sit up on it. And then I'm choosing here Sukhasana, this cross-legged posture. You might as well choose this. There are a lot of options, right? Staggering the feet one in front of the other, creating a little more space between the knees by widening them. We make lots of space for our chest and our belly here. But find an easy seat. Maybe that looks like legs out wide and a gentle lean forward. This can really support the upper body and the low back. So from wherever you are this morning, let's start our practice by grounding ourselves. We're going to do a breath practice called Samavritti. Samavritti is same. Sama means same in Sanskrit, and vritti means flow or wave. And you may have heard of Samavritti breath before. In modern therapies, we call it square breathing. So oftentimes we're led to believe that square breath is, this modern self-regulation technique, but it's actually very, very ancient. And so to practice square breath together, find your comfortable seat. Let's take a few cleansing breaths into the body, just breathing in fully to the belly and the lungs, letting it all go. I like to let it go through the mouth, cleansing breaths. Twice more. Feeling the shoulders drop with each exhale. Now let's find our square breath. On an inhale, we count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll hold that breath at the top for 4 counts. 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4 counts. 2, 3, 4. Hold the exhale for 4 counts. 2, 3, 4. All right, let's take a moment, grab a cleansing breath. Now that I've explained this maybe a little better, right? I tend to be not the best square breather leader. How's that? Ooh, it's Monday, y'all. Okay, shake it off, Danae. We got this together. Let's take a deep breath into the body, a cleansing breath. Let's exhale, leave it behind. Let's start our 4 count inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4, exhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3. Once more. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. hold, 2, 3, 4. Now you might continue that or find your natural breath once more. Maybe you take a few cleansing breaths just to find the depths of the belly and the lungs and let it go. The breath is such an important part of our practice, an incredible tool for grounding our bodies and our minds in the present moment. From here, let's warm up the neck and the spine. So we'll start it simple, like we did on Friday, just little neck circles, almost like you're drawing circles on the ceiling with the top of your head. And you'll let those circles be small, maybe the size of a basketball or a dinner plate. Relaxing through the jaw and the tongue, we draw these circles. And as you draw the circles, can you soften through the belly? With each gentle exhale, let the shoulders drop from the ears as you draw these circles on the ceiling. As you draw them, notice how the weight of the head shifts round and round, and this can be a great opportunity to close your eyes. Invite your mind's awareness into the body, into the neck and the head. Notice how the weight of the head shifts as you draw these circles. Let the circles you draw be slow. Slower, maybe even than you're tempted to draw them. Now let the circles grow, each one a little bigger than the last. Notice how when the circles grow, so does the weight of your head in this rotation. You might draw these circles so big, the full weight of your head hangs loose and you feel the stretch all along the neck, maybe through the shoulders. You might now be drawing big, exaggerated circles with the neck in one direction. Hanging out anywhere you feel a sticky spot or a tightness that asks for your presence, you are the boss. You are in control of this. And you know your body more than anyone else in the entire world. You know what sensations feel good. You know what doesn't. So I invite you to trust yourself today and participate in the ways that honor your form and no one else's. Be proud of the work that you're doing to show up for you. When you're ready, reverse these circles, nice and big, the opposite direction. Ooh. You might notice how it feels to just draw those circles in the opposite direction. Is it a little awkward? Does it feel new? Do you need to remind the jaw and the tongue to relax once more? Maybe even the belly to soften here. And then let those circles shrink. Each one just a little smaller than the last. Shrinking and shrinking until the head is stacked above the shoulders in stillness. Let's find this movement down at the base of the spine here in the hips. So from here, we're still going to draw circles at the top of the head, but this time the neck remains in alignment with the rest of the spine, and it's the hips that move here. So we're going to find those basketball or dinner plate size circles once more. Just let it be small and slow. Our practice today, or this entire week, is really focused on the root chakra. We're going to take some time to learn about it, to get in touch with it. And as you draw these dinner plate-ish sized circles nice and slow, you might notice your root chakra now. Your root chakra is located at the base of your tailbone. You might notice it pressed down into the earth here. With your mind's eye, can you feel the sensory feedback? As your root chakra, the end of your tailbone, presses gently into the earth. Let's let these circles grow, just like they did with the neck. Each one a little larger than the last, nice and slow. Round and round. As my circles grow, I'm using my hands as anchors here, both to assist when my chest rounds forward and to hold my hands, right, to anchor me as the chest rounds back. So big circles, utilizing the arms as much or as little as you would like. Softening through the belly. The easiest way to do so often is just send a deep breath down into the belly and let it go. Beautiful. We'll slowly roll to a stop, switch directions, knowing just like the neck, you can hang out anywhere that feels good, anywhere that your body is asking for an additional stretch. And then as you draw these big, slow pelvic circles, we're going to pause as the heart center rolls down towards the earth. So right about here, we're finding a pause. Now you might, if you would like some more room for the belly, sit up for just a moment, pull the belly in between the thighs or widen the thighs out, and then let the heart center melt once more. Breathe into the space at the low back here as you send the heart forward. We're not rounding with the spine or dropping the head. We're lowering the chest down. And as we do so, the low back lengthens all those lumbar vertebrae, finding a little space between each one, releasing the pressure of gravity, releasing some of that pressure on our root chakra here. And then if you'd like, you might walk both hands on over towards the left. It can feel good to plant that left hand firm on the mat, lift up through the right hand, and you're just going to press the hand away from the body, right? Pressing out through those right fingertips while you press down through that right sits bone. Maybe you feel some length here along the right side of the body. And then we'll lower that right hand, walk both hands opposite direction. Maybe you hang out here, maybe you plant that right hand, lift the left, press through those left fingertips. As you really settle that left sits bone on down in the blanket or the support beneath it. And breathe into the body. On an exhale, lower that left hand, walk the hands back to neutral, and then we'll slowly drop that head on down. Now we're making this C shape with the spine, letting the forehead hang heavy towards the earth. Maybe you give the head a little wiggle here just to ensure we're not holding any tension or effort. And then hang out here for as long as you like, but when you're ready, walk the hands back towards the body. We'll rise up nice and slow. The head is the last to stack above the shoulders. Wonderful. Let's do some shoulder circles, but let's do it exaggerated and with the breath. On an inhale, we press the shoulders forward and together like we're squeezing, and then roll them up towards the sky. On an exhale, we're going to pull our shoulder blades towards one another like we're pinching a pencil back there, and then roll them on down towards the earth. All right, moving with the breath. Inhale, rolling the shoulders forward and up. Exhale, squeezing the shoulders back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. One more time in this direction. These big exaggerated breaths. Now let's reverse it. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, roll the shoulders forward and down. 2 more times. Beautiful. On an inhale, sweep both arms out and up. Press through those fingertips. Let the gaze follow as you exhale. Palms come together towards the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Let's do this a few more times. Pressing through those fingertips on the inhale. Gaze rises. Exhale, we find our surrender. Beautiful. Exhale, palms towards the heart center. This time, as we inhale and sweep the arms out and up, let's pause at the top here for a moment. Pressing up through those fingertips, let the gaze follow. We breathe here. We're not just pressing up through the arms, we're pressing up through the top of the head as well. On an exhale, bring that right arm down towards your right fingertips away from the body. We're going to come into a side stretch. So pressing out through those left fingertips over towards the right. That left sit bone really pressing on down into the earth, feeling all of this length you're creating. And then on an inhale, you're going to press down through that right hand, lift all the way up. We're going to switch sides. Find the length. And maybe you hang out here, moving nice and slow every few breaths. Maybe you want to move with the pace of your own breath. There's no wrong way to do this, but on an inhale, rise up. Exhale, find that length opposite side. Move at the pace that your body says yes to, but let the inhale be what rises, the exhale be what surrenders. At your own pace, we'll find this once more on either side. Relaxing through the jaw. And then pause where you are, this right hand planted, pressing through those left fingertips. We're going to rotate our gaze and our heart center down towards the earth. And as we rotate the heart center and the gaze down, this left hand drops down as well. Maybe we keep it out here in front of us, just pressing through those fingertips, little twist here. Maybe we plant it at the side. Wherever leaves space for the body and feels most empowering to you. From here, we're going to open this twist back up into the side stretch where we were. Hang out. On an inhale, rise up, pressing up through both fingertips. Exhale, switch sides, finding first that side stretch, growing long all through the right side of the body. And then we're going to rotate the heart center and the gaze down along with that right arm. Beautiful. Maybe you plant that right hand, maybe not. And then on an inhale, sweep open to that side bend once more. Exhale, press through the fingertips, grow long. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, let's lower our arms down by our sides, nice and slow, pressing through the fingertips the whole time. Beautiful. From here, we're going to either interlace our fingers behind our back, or we're going to grab a strap to close that gap and bring some ease to our shoulder blades. So you decide. If we're grabbing a strap, you can create as much distance as you would like between it. I'm going to turn my orientation so you can see me a little better here. I have a strap. The backs of my hands are towards my body. If we're interlacing fingers, the tops of the hands are down towards the earth. We're just going to shimmy our hands a little further towards the earth behind us, squeeze the shoulder blades, open up through the heart center. Hang out and breathe here. See if you can't send each breath deep into the heart here. Fill the lungs and the rib cage. And then while you do this, let's open up the rest of the front of the body by lifting the chin skyward, pressing the chin up towards the sky, towards the ceiling, as we continue to breathe into the heart. Maybe you feel the stretching in the front of the throat. Beautiful. From here, bow the head, lower it nice and slow. We're going to feel the length along the back of the neck as the forehead grows heavy down towards the earth. If you'd like to feel that neck stretch a little more, you might lean forward just a little bit to let the head hang even heavier. Opening those shoulders, squeezing the shoulder blades together like there's a pencil between them. Breathing here. Lift your gaze back up to neutral. Let's release the hands. Beautiful. Shake them out if you'd like. I like to give my wrists a good flick. I say like there's something yucky on them. It's a really beautiful way in Qigong that they use to move energy through the body. So anytime that we can shake like this is a good time for our physical form. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's swing the arms wide on an inhale, like we're going to give someone a big old hug. And then as you exhale, give that hug to yourself. We're going to wrap our arms around our shoulders, and you might hang out here, or you might continue to walk your arms back towards your shoulder blades. Once you find yourself in this big hug, feeling those shoulder blades now separate where they were once before squeezed together, you might send your breath back into this area of your spine, in between the shoulder blades. Feeling each inhale, create a little space there. And then you might hang out here, or you might take this into a curled up little fold by leaning forward, continuing to make space for the belly, breathing into the body, creating this C shape with the spine, as much or as little feels good with this big old hug. And I have both of my arms above my chest, right? My chest is below my arms so that I can give myself a real big squeeze. If my chest was underneath my arms, or if my chest was on top of my arms, I would not be able to give myself this hug. And then you might even rock from side to side. This feels really incredible for opening up the back. All right, on an inhale, we're going to curl up. Press long through the top of the head. Release that big old hug. All right. Beautiful, beautiful. From here, let's find ourselves in tabletop for just a moment. Let's crack open the spine with some cat-cow. So you might use a blanket for beneath the knees. You might use an ottoman or a bedside to put your forearms on if you'd like to give your wrists a break. Otherwise, we'll plant the wrists underneath the shoulders or just above them if we're going to bring some ease to the shoulders here, and the knees below the hips. From this neutral space, you might uncurl the toes, plant the tops of the feet, feel this tabletop you've created with your body, gaze down towards the mat. This long neutral spine, you might even imagine pressing out through the top of your head while you press down through the tailbone, creating even more length here. And then begin to soften your belly. Release it. Let the belly button hang down towards the earth. Take a deep breath into your belly as it hangs as low as it would like. And then soften to the low spine. And by softening to the low spine, you might notice the tailbone starts to curl up towards the ceiling. The belly begins to really hang low here. Let it continue those breaths down into the belly. You might even press that tailbone up towards the ceiling in a bit of an exaggerated manner here, just to find the depth of your cow, your Bidalasana. And now that we have the lower body in it, let's bring the heart and the head. So once more, the gaze comes up. We're going to press the chin towards the wall in front of you. And notice as you do, the heart follows. So here we are opening the entire front line of our body from forehead to tailbone. Breathe into the heart, breathe into the belly. Notice the space you've created here. That just by hanging out in the depths of cow, we are retraining our body to choose postures, to choose movement that releases anxiety, that decreases stress, that brings empowerment, all just because we are letting the front line of our body stretch wide open here. Let's take this into cat. So on an exhale, start to tuck the tailbone in towards the belly button. Feel the low back lengthen as you do this. Notice how the belly wants to tuck in towards the spine. You might let it as you curl the tailbone in towards the belly button. And then we'll bring the head into cat by letting the neck hang loose, the head hang heavy here. Shake the head out. And then last but not least, press through the arms. You might feel your shoulder blades separate as you do. The fullness of cat, you have found it. You have found it here. Beautiful. Let's move with the breath, playing with these postures in ways that feel good to our body. On an inhale, drop the belly low, head and the tail come up to Bidalasana or cow. Exhale, press the mat away, curl the tailbone, cat, Marjaryasana. And you might simply move back and forth with the breath. You might find some hip circles as you transition from cat to cow, or some heart circles here. Some folks call this scraping the peanut butter jar or barrel rolls, but we're just playfully transitioning from cat to cow. And then if you've chosen a certain direction to make those circles, you might just reverse it. Letting it be messy, letting it be weird, letting yourself say, I don't know if I'm doing this right. And then noticing, does it feel good? And if the answer is, yeah, kinda, then you are doing it right. Trust your body, trust your instincts. You've been told your whole life you can't, and it's not true. All right, let's walk our hands back. Let's come up onto our shins, give our wrists a break for a moment. Okay, an option here to come forward into Anjaneyasana. Anjaneyasana is a beautiful posture that honors our root chakra by deeply grounding ourselves down into the earth through this entire back leg, right? Feel from the top of your foot to your knee, fully planted and supported. Now notice the pad of this front foot, fully planted and supported. Feel your strong foundation. From here on an inhale, lift up through the top of the head. Feel your power, your rooted strength down into the earth. On an inhale, you might even sweep both arms up. Let the heart center come forward. Let the gaze draw up. You might even press your chin towards the sky like we know. You could invite your thumbs down towards the ground behind you, further opening up through the heart if that feels good. Anjane Asana. And then from here, we're going to turn this into a forward fold. We're going to step it forward. It looks like this. We're going to curl the toes of that back foot. You might grab blocks here. You might have your couch or your bedside or even a wall here. These are all beautiful options. From here on an exhale, step it forward. So either plant the hands on the ground, plant the hands on blocks, on a wall. We're going to come forward into your forward fold. We're going to do this by heel toeing the feet out wide, almost mat width apart, letting the belly fall between them if that feels good, and then letting the head hang low. Find a generous bend in the knees. Feel both pads of the feet firmly anchored into the earth. Can you release any effort from the head and the neck here? Take your time. Another breath or two to settle in. I really enjoy bending my knees and just feeling the weight of my body press to the pads of my feet here. On an inhale, we'll come up to flat back or a half lift, Ardha Uttanasana, by pressing the palms against the shins or on blocks. Coming into this L shape or this tabletop here. Beautiful. On an exhale of your choice, walk the hands back down into a forward fold. On an inhale, we're going to bend generously through the knees, sit the hips back towards the heels, sweep the arms out wide, rise up into Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bring the palms together towards the heart center in Samastiti. My hair is wild, but we did it. All right, our standing posture here. Samastiti, palms towards the heart center. Let's find our Tadasana, our Padabandha or our root lock. In the pads of our feet, when we take time to notice, to develop this root lock through the pads of the feet, we help open our root chakra here at the base of the spine. So in yoga, we don't use the toes for balance. They're just extras. So you might pick the toes up off the mat here and feel the fullness of both pads of the feet pressed into the earth with toes lifted or not. Sway your weight from side to side, nice and slow. Feel your weight shift from the pad of the left foot over to the pad of the right. And then let your body weight find stillness somewhere in the middle, equal pressure. Your Padabandha root lock is pressing down through this big toe mound, right? The portion of the pad of your foot behind the big toe. Pressing down through the center of the heel, and then pressing down through the pinky toe mound. So you might take your time here and feel your way through the 3 points, first on one foot, then on the other. This is your root lock. This is your connection with the earth. You might even imagine in your mind's eye roots growing down from the pads of your feet, down into the earth itself. This connection. The mantra for your root chakra is I am. This is your place of security. This is your place of safety. This is your place of knowing. On an inhale, sweep both arms out and up in Urdhva Hastasana. On an exhale, let's fold forward, hinging at the hips. Take a nice bend in the knees to get there. Head hangs heavy. Inhale when you're ready to flat back. Exhale. This time we're going to step back into Anjane Asana with leaving the right leg forward. So I'm going to step back, lower my left heel down. On an inhale, you might swing the arms up into the fullness of your Anjane Asana on the opposite side of the body. Let the heart press forward. Let the thumbs press back. Breathe into the body here. What does it feel like to take big, full breaths as you press strong through the pad of that front foot, through the top of that back foot? Can you relax the jaw as you breathe here? Beautiful. On an exhale, let's sweep the hands down. Let's come back onto our hands and knees, and let's make our way into wide-legged child's pose. So you might take this blanket out from beneath the knees and use it to support your heart center. That's up to you. Wide-legged child's pose looks like knees out at least as wide as the mat. I bring my big toes together, and then I come up into a tabletop posture just like this. And I let my hips sink back towards my heels as I lower my heart center down towards the earth. And nice and slow, we're making our way down into child's pose. And you can press the blanket underneath the heart center to make a little more room for your belly or your breath here. You might choose to remove that blanket. This is another posture that honors the root chakra. Anything that allows our deep connection with the earth, honors our first, our most foundational chakra. At the base of the tailbone, chakras run in alignment up the body with the spine. And there are 7 of them from tailbone to the tip of the head. In Ayurvedic medicine and ancient yogic practices, they're considered wheels of energy that spin and move energy through the meridians of the body. And when those wheels get stuck, when they slow, we struggle, often emotionally, psychologically. The wheels of the chakras align with our nervous system. So it can be helpful to think of the chakras that way. You can hang out here for as long as you like. When you're ready, walking the hands towards the heart, we press up. And then from here, we'll make our way onto our backs. You're going to keep your towel or your blanket close by, and we're going to roll it up into a nice little tube like this. And before you find your way all the way onto your back, you're going to take your little tube blanket, and if you don't have one, don't worry about it. You're going to take your little tube blanket and lay it directly under where your shoulder blades will be. So we'll find how we usually make our way onto our backs, knees bent, pads of the feet planted. But you'll notice I have this rolled up blanket, rolled up towel, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be very big. Matter of fact, having it be wee and small can be incredibly helpful. But you're going to plant the base of your shoulder blades on it. And then tee your arms either out towards the side or up in goalpost arms, which will even more intensely open the heart here. And we're going to hang out like this, passive stretching. Passive stretching is where we allow the tool, the prop, to do its work. And our efforts go into the letting go, the releasing, and the being. So we might take a minute or two to feel the towel beneath your shoulder blades. Maybe you want to shimmy up or down along the spine. Choose what feels good or what feels curious, right? We don't need to be choosing pain or intense sensation that makes us want to run away or clench. We're here to choose a little softness. And in that softness, invite the body to release deep tension. You might send deep breaths into the heart and the lungs here, opening up The intercostal muscles, those muscles between each rib, creating even more space for the breath, more movement in the upper body. And then you might just hang out in stillness just like this, melting and being. The more effortlessness that you can find in this area of your body draped over the towel or blanket, the deeper you'll find that release. But if we want to bring the hips into this, if we want to find even more love throughout the whole of the body, you might walk your heels up towards your glutes just a bit until you can really feel that secure foundation between the or beneath the pads of the feet, and then gently rock the knees from side to side. It's just a little rock. The pads of the feet remain fully planted on the earth. But we're choosing to relax, maybe find a little playfulness or ease in this gentle rock and swing. We'll let the knees find stillness once more. Heel toe the feet even wider, maybe mat width or a little wider even. And once more, find the wag in the knees, left and right. We'll start keeping the pads of the feet planted at first, but then let that rock with the knees grow. You might come up onto the blade edges of the feet as you rock the knees from side to side, letting them grow heavy, those knees as they hang, giving in to the weight of the legs, letting the pelvis and the low back fully relax as you do this. Allow the knees to find stillness once more skyward. Heel toe them even further apart until you can't heel toe them anymore, right? The outsides of the hips maybe are taut. And then we'll let both knees fall inward, coming up onto the inside blade edges of the feet. You don't even have to really press the thighs or the knees down or towards one another so much as just let them hang heavy here. Soften through the low back. How does the chest feel on that towel? Has sensation grown and built over time or lessened? There's no right or wrong answer, but to observe and let be. I said this before, but the root chakra, the mantras associated with it are I am. And as you lie here, you might explore a mantra that suits you or that feels like home this morning or this afternoon. Maybe that mantra is as simple as I am here. Maybe you want to claim something for yourself in celebration of your root chakra. Maybe you claim safety or healing. I am safe. I am growing. I am healing. I am whole. I am incredible. Claim whatever I am is calling to you in this moment. Maybe it's many, maybe it's one. Maybe you're not sure. Maybe the mind stops at I am. That's a powerful mantra, my friend. Be where you are and let it be enough, because it is. I am. When you're ready, release those knees skyward. Heel toe the feet back together. Let's roll onto our side. Whoo, nice and slow. Let's remove this towel beneath the shoulders and roll back onto the back. Oh, take a moment, feel and be. It can feel good to press both arms skyward, palms facing one another. It can feel good to wrap the arms in another bear hug for yourself again and just roll the upper body left and right. It's done a lot of work for us today. And then find stillness, releasing the upper body when you're ready. Let's do some figure 4 twists. So we'll heel toe the feet as close to the glutes as we can get them. And then when you're ready, you might cross a right ankle atop left thigh. You could even extend left leg long and then cross that ankle. And from here, bend the knee. So find however you would like to be in this figure 4. A strap can be a wonderful thing to have over the toe or ankle. And then this might feel great, taking the palm of that right hand to the inside of this right thigh, slide all the way down to the heel of your hand meets the hip crease, and then press your thigh away from your body. You're not just pressing the thigh away, but you're sort of rolling that thigh open towards the right as you press it away. You might play with that a little bit. We're just increasing this external hip rotation in that right hip here. Can you soften through the belly while you do this? The jaw, the tongue. And then from here, let's turn it into a twist. So we're going to take the pad of this right foot, let it rotate all the way on over towards the right. Now you might grab that blanket, place it up underneath the pad of that right foot, or you might allow the foot to meet the earth or a block. From here, you can tee the arms out wide. We're really going to focus on that right shoulder blade, resting on down towards the earth. You might sweep both arms overhead. That can feel fantastic. Be where you want to be. Sensation changes so much just with arm placement here. So play. Maybe you do some snow angels with your arms in this twist. Find where feels good and then settle on into it. When you find your spot, can you start to release any effort in the low belly and the thighs? Know that the body is going to shift and slide here as you release effort. That's all right. You might take this time just to enjoy the messiness. Enjoy relaxing into it, letting all the bits and pieces fall apart as they will, because it's okay. Maybe you come back to your mantra, I am. You could bring your head into this twist even by lifting the head, turning it opposite the knees, and resting it on back down. If you do that, you might relax through the jaw and the tongue once more. Feel the weight of the head grow heavy. And then let's turn our gaze back skyward. Let's release our lower body from this twist, rolling back onto our back. Release this right ankle. And let's get ready to switch sides. But first, let's find that knee wag again from wherever your feet are planted. Let it be big and exaggerated this time, coming up onto the blade edges of the feet. Once more, the pelvis, the low back, the low belly are loose and soft. When you're ready, find stillness. Cross the left ankle over top that right thigh. And then you might once more simply press that inner left thigh away from the body. and breathe. Can you use the strength of your arm here to press the thigh away while you relax through the belly? And then when it feels right, if it feels right, turning this into a full twist. Letting your arms end up where they want to, maybe back in snow angels, maybe teed out wide, you decide. And once you do, let the arms soften, let them grow heavy. Relaxing through the heart and the shoulders. On your next inhale, fill the belly deep all the way. As you exhale, can you soften through the thighs? Let the body slide. Be a little more effortlessly wherever you are. Again, if we want to turn the neck, we lift the head, turn the gaze opposite the knees, settle it on back down. You experience any areas of sensation or intensity here, you might play with sending the breath deep into that area. Imagining the inhale, expanding and stretching that area of tension and sensation. And as you exhale, imagine it softening, releasing some of that effort, some of that sensation from the body. You can send your breath anywhere in the body you like, be it imagination. Maybe in actuality, you can feel the breath expand those areas. It's all powerful work. When you're ready, turn your gaze skyward. Release the lower body from this twist. Ooh. And then option here for a happy baby. This might be where you grab your strap if it's nearby. For happy baby, we invite the knees out towards the armpit. So plenty of room for the belly here. You might grab the backs of the thighs because we're really pulling the knees out and down towards the earth. You might walk the hands up the calves or to the ankles. Happy baby can also feel really nice, peace signing the big toes or grabbing the outsides of the feet. And again, a strap looks like this, but the tops of the feet are up towards the ceiling. So from wherever we're bracing, let's find a gentle rock to the left and the right. Some low back love here in this playful child's pose. Feel the weight of your body press down through the right, then the left, low back or hip. Letting the rock grow as big as you enjoy or as small as you feel comfortable with. And then when you're ready, release the feet. We'll come into our final Shavasana. And you might stretch the arms and the legs out wide and long. You might plant the palms on the belly and be where you want to be. But we'll find our corpse pose, our Shavasana here as effortlessly as possible. And I don't mean don't move a lot to get here. I mean, move all the bits and pieces, the lumps and the bumps. And then when you get here, wherever here is, Let it be as effortless as possible. Let the whole of the body begin to give way and melt into the supports beneath it. As you scan through the body with your mind's eye, do you notice any areas of sensation? Maybe there's a lump of clothing. Maybe there's a tense muscle you'd like to wiggle out. Answer the requests of the body as you hear them. And then begin to just be. Can you soften through the belly and the heart? Can you let the shoulders melt along with the shoulder blades, the backs of the arms? That relaxation trickling down through the elbows, the forearms, filling the palms of each hand and trickling out every fingertip. On your next breath in, the heart expands along with the chest. As you exhale, can you melt through the heart center and the belly? Can you let the low back and the hips find ease? Releasing any effort or tension in the thighs, the knees, the calves, all the way down to the ankles, through the toes. Shavasana is one of the most powerful postures we can choose for healing the root chakra, for decreasing anxiety, increasing trust in self, in the universe. Just by giving in. As you find stillness in the body here, if the mind begins to wander or judge, you might bring it back to your mantra or mantras once again. I am. Knowing you can stay here for as long as you like. The longer you remain in communion with the self and everything, the deeper this practice goes. And so don't feel rushed, but if you would like, you might begin to awaken the fingers and the toes, but let it be slow. As you move your fingers, rubbing your fingertips together, can you feel the tickle, the sensation of that rub? As you wiggle the toes, can you curl them and then stretch them long? What does it feel like through the whole of the feet to stretch the toes long and wide and then release them? Can you do the same with the fists, right? Make fists and then stretch the fingers long and wide. You might do some ankle and wrist circles, and then at your own pace, invite a reawakening into the legs and the arms. We move in ways that feel good. I often equate it to a cat stretching after a long nap in the sun. There are no rules here, but to listen to your own desires, your own needs as you move, finding what feels good. And then when you're ready, you might once more find that bend in the knees, plant the pads of the feet, and then roll over onto the left or right side body, supporting the head with the upper arm or maybe that blanket if you've got it nearby. Letting the head rest easy. Let the full weight of your body relax here through your side. Relaxing even your lips on your face, your cheeks and your tongue. As we come to the end of our practice, we take this time to soak in what's ours, what served us, what we want to take with us, even after we roll up our mat and end our practice. Maybe you take your mantra with you, and any time that you're feeling insecure or anxious, worried, come back to the I am. You might even ground your bare feet down into the earth or take a walk through nature to further release and open that root chakra. Knowing that with each I am, with each opportunity to connect with nature and self, we're releasing any pent up or held energy in that root chakra. We're claiming safety and security and confidence for our own selves. And we don't need anybody's permission to do it. When you're ready, you might press yourself up into an easy seat, making plenty of room for the belly, the low back to sit easy here for a moment. And then if you'd like, bring the palms together in Anjali Mudra. On an inhale, you might feel the heart rise to meet the thumbs. As you exhale, an option to take a gentle bow in the head. Take a moment to thank yourself, even if it feels silly, for meeting yourself here in this place. It's a powerful gift that nobody can give you but you. And some days it's scary and frustrating. And some days it's incredible and full of bliss. And all days, the choice is powerful and the work is powerful. So thank you for practicing with me. The light and the dark, my friend. We are in this together, wholly and completely.